It is, yet again, lunchtime. And for some reason, I was craving ramen. A few months ago, I was in a really big ramen kick. I went to H Mart with my family and just bought like all of the different kinds of ramen, like the samgyang, the neoguri, the black bean noodles. So today I thought, why not make Parasite ramen? We still have a lot of noodles left. Why not put them to good use? I loved this movie when it came out. Although, to be honest, I'm gonna be making an extra lazy version of the Parasite ramen. I don't really have any high quality beef laying around, so I think I'm just gonna turn it around and make it like a vegetarian-esque version. I'm just gonna make the noodles and then fry a couple eggs to like put on top. Because I really am that bitch that thinks she's a chef when she adds an egg to her ramen. That was like the bulk of my culinary skills in college, so why not pay homage to that? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a really easy recipe. I made it before, so yeah, let's get into it. And before I go any further, my name is Jess. If you've never seen me before, please subscribe if you want to. I make food videos. I make mediocre food videos. I'm an amateur chef, but I don't know, we're just having fun here. So now for the ingredients. You're gonna need 1 packet of black bean noodle ramen. I'm using the brand jjapaguri, but I know that in the original recipes, they recommend using chapagetti. I think that's like the director's brand that he likes to use, but honestly, any black bean noodle will do. This is the only one I have, so I'm gonna use that. And then the second ramen you're gonna need is neoguri. This is like a spicy seafood noodle. It's also a soup noodle, which is a little bit different from the black bean noodle soup, which is a dry ramen. But yeah, this stuff is really good. This is kind of like the classic ramen that I ate as a kid, like the spicy broth, like good vibes, you know. And then you just need 2 eggs. And that's literally it. Hello, welcome back to the stove. This is where the magic is gonna happen. I'm just gonna fill this pot up with just some water. You can eyeball it. It doesn't need to be a lot because we're gonna drain most of the water in the end. Here is the water. So I would just use like a couple inches, give or take. You just want sort of enough to cover both packets of ramen and like successfully boil it. So I'm just going to let that boil. I'm gonna put it on medium high-ish. And this is basically just where the most waiting begins. In the meantime, you can just unwrap these ramens because you're gonna be putting them both in when the water boils. So this is the neoguri ramen and this is the jjapaguri ramen. It's interesting that they're different shapes. They're gonna be different textures, I think. So yeah, it'll be cool to see the noodles sort of melt together. Waiting for water to boil is probably like my least favorite part of anything because it just requires patience, which I don't have. But yeah, let's catch up. We love our stove and chat time, or whatever that's called. Yeah, how are you guys? I feel like in general, quarantine has shown me what an anxious person I am. Like I hadn't ever realized that because I think I just have so much time to overthink and stew with my thoughts, but at least food is a source of comfort always. I've been watching a lot of dumb TV. Emily in Paris. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. I understand it's a controversial show. It was like a fun, dumb watch, you know? Oh, also one show that I do have to recommend though, if you're looking for something like fun and silly, is like Dash and Lily. It like just came out on Netflix. I personally enjoyed it like as a mindless watch for sure. Like it was a super quick, easy binge watch of like a day, but it's actually like based on one of the books that I read in middle school. Such a great show to like watch if you just like it romanticizes New York in a really fun way. It's literally about a girl that like leaves a red notebook in the Strand, like the bookstore in New York, and she like leaves clues behind for like a guy to like pick it up and like follow and stuff, and like it's like this whole like love story that like follows them throughout New York, and like they're both trying to do clues and dares from like the red notebook, which I don't know. I mean, I love to romanticize shit like that, so that's been fun. Okay, so the water is pretty much boiling up. Okay, now the water is boiling. We are just gonna put both of our ramens in there. And you're just gonna wanna let this sort of boil for about a couple minutes. You want it to be al dente because you're going to be like sort of recooking it with the sauces and stuff like that in another pan. So yeah, just let that sort of simmer for a bit. And you're also going to put in the dry flakes for each ramen. You can see like the noodles mixing together. It's gonna be like a super great consistency and texture. Gonna let this sit for a little bit and I'll just keep stirring every few seconds. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a couple minutes here. Okay, and now you're gonna take your noodles and strain them. You're gonna strain them and then put them in another, oh great, that was not good. Yeah, do it more gracefully than I do, but yeah, you get the idea. Okay, and then you're gonna wanna also take a cup of that broth. I pretty much just took up the rest of the broth. It seems like I kind of measured out the water perfectly in the end so that there's kind of no leftover water there, but I'm just transferring that water into here. Also, sorry for the mediocre filming skills. I do not know what happened to my camera. That's great, technical difficulties, but it's all good. We're still filming, we're still going. Now, you are gonna mix in the sauces. So the chapagetti usually uses an oil and a powder, but for the jjapaghetti, it's literally just a thick black paste that I'm gonna pour in here along with the neoguri spices. So let's get into pouring these. Lovely. I'm gonna just keep pouring that till it's all out. And now I'm gonna pour in the neoguri spice sauce. So most people say to use about half of this because it's really potent. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pop in about half, not the whole thing. It's just really according to your spice tolerance, so yeah. And now once the two spices are kind of in there, you're gonna just wanna put it on maybe like medium-ish heat and mix that bad boy around. The noodles look really good. They don't look too overcooked. The texture's coming in nicely and you can really see that color coming in. This is after, you know, a couple minutes of mixing here. Like reminded of that like macaroni and cheese vine. You guys know what I'm talking about. Cool. Okay, I finally figured out how to like put my phone on a fucking tripod. Okay, there's a lot of technical difficulties in this. I apologize, but this is exciting. You can see that the noodles are done. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and fry up the eggs. And I think we're done. Let's plate them up. And there you have it. The eggs look kind of fucked up, but honestly it looks really good. Alright, final taste test time. Really shitty quality edition. So, I have the beautiful meal right here. It's a lot of noodles. Like it's 2 packets plus 2 eggs and some egg whites that I used that were left over from baking. So it is gonna be quite a feast. I'm just gonna give it a try, first taste on camera, and we'll see how it turned out. I guess this is better. You can see the food, right? Yum. It's really good. The 2 flavors are perfectly mixing together. You get the black bean, but you also get the spice of the neoguri. Also, like, I'm usually not a fan of just the black bean noodle ramen by itself. I find it a little bit too sweet for my taste, but I find that when you combine the black bean noodle with the neoguri spice, it definitely like has more of that like spicy, like umami ramen flavor that I want. And it's like just a beautiful brown color. Like I think it just looks so good. We're gonna try this egg here too. You can see that I sort of like want that egg, that yolky egg run. It's kind of not as like dramatic as I would like it, but it's a very delicate egg. There you go. But yeah, I really don't like to fully fry my eggs. I sort of like to keep that runny yolk. I find that that's the best with the ramen, so we'll try an egg bite with the ramen. So good. Like, if you don't have any like high quality beef or even just meat lying around, eggs are a perfect substitute. Ramen and eggs go together perfectly, and it's like a nice sort of like vegetarian or just regular substitute for the beef. You still get that beautiful flavor of the neoguri and the chapagetti / jjapaghetti, any black bean noodle. And yeah, it just is all coming together really nicely. One last look at this ramen. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy my lunch. I hope you guys liked this video. Apologies for the technical difficulties in the middle. I gotta figure out like my SD card or whatever is going on with my camera, but next video will definitely be back to normal. And honestly, go iPhone quality for like not being that bad. I don't know, I feel like it's not terrible, right? You can still see the food, you can still see me, so. But yeah, I hope you guys got something out of this video. Let me know if you do try making Parasite ramen. It's really easy, it's really good. You could just get all the ingredients from your local Korean convenience store, just pop a couple eggs in. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.